This is Support is Sexy, episode 421. Failure got you here. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I bring you inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and lessons to help you take your business to the next level. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm super excited to have you here because you know it just would not be the same without you. And today I want to talk to you briefly about failure. You know, we've done series on failure. We talked about failure before. Failure is just like no. Failure is a part of the process. But today I want to give you a new way of thinking about it, a reframing of it, if you will. Failure is the thing that got you here. Think about it. That thing or that way that you were trying to do something, if it failed, well, now you know that that way doesn't work or doesn't work for you. That's another thing. Something that works for someone else might fail for you. Now you know, and you have the opportunity to try another way. Or think about your relationships, right? I know sometimes I think about my failed relationships, even though I have pretty good post-romantic relationships with a lot of the men that I've gone out with. But still, in a way, there are parts of me that feel like they are failed relationships, but not really, because now I know what kind of man I'm looking for, what kind of qualities I'm looking for, what the deal breakers are. So those failures, if you will, taught me a lesson about the kind of life I want to create and the kind of partner that I want to have in that life. Failures in relationships also give you the opportunity to get out of relationships, whether romantic or otherwise, that no longer serve you. So that relationship may have failed or likely failed because it just wasn't the right fit, or in the worst circumstances, it may have been something that you really needed to get out of for one reason or another. But don't view that as a failure. View that as, again, the opportunity to move forward and do something differently and find a relationship, romantic or otherwise, career, etc., that truly serves you. And speaking about career, you know, I think about some of my failures in my career. I've had a great career in media that I'm very proud of, but there have been times when I felt like I failed. If I failed to get a certain position, or if I had certain positions, and with media, especially a few years ago, there were so many layoffs as things shifted from magazines, or as much from magazines to digital media and all the other things that came about with job losses in the media industry across the board for a lot of people, myself included. A lot of times I was on the receiving end of layoffs. Some of that, depending on when it happened and where I was in my life, made me feel like I was failing to be successful in my career in media. But now that I look at failure differently and reframe it, I see that either those jobs didn't fit anymore, those opportunities didn't fit anymore, that company didn't fit anymore, and whether it was a layoff or me leaving the companies, because I've left a few too, either way, it was an opportunity for me to be able to create the life I have now. Failure got me here. Entrepreneurship is the thing that I believe I was meant to do. It's not for everybody, sure enough, but it is the thing that I believe I was meant to do. And my failure in areas of my career all led me here. Failure got me here to the point where I am an entrepreneur and I have the freedom to do and create the things that I really want to create. It allows me to be in this space that I love so much as an entrepreneur. So again, just a quick message to remind you, basically, don't beat yourself up for your past failures, right? Or don't have fears about future failures. That's the thing too. Don't beat yourself up from the past failures. Don't have fear of future failures. Remember, as we talked about on a previous episode, it's just an experiment. Think of the failure as an experiment. You're figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what will help you move forward, what will shift you in a whole different direction. Maybe you quit that experiment and do something totally different. But don't beat yourself up about past failures or have fears about future ones. Instead, reframe it and think, how can I leverage the lesson in this failure and move forward with more wisdom than I had before? And if you failed in the past and you're listening to this, then you know what? You're also a survivor, and failure got you here. All right, so thank you so much for listening. Don't worry about failures, past or future. You are going to be all right. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate you. And until next time, you know what to do. Always remember, you deserve support. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.